Hello everyone, my name is Sankalp and Bharadwaj. My roll number is 21EC10063, and today I'm going to show to you my Arduino assignment, which comprises of a motor controller, a potentiometer, and a piezo or a buzzer with an RGB LED and corresponding power supplies. So the purpose of this circuit is to control the motor's RPM using the resistance of the potentiometer using a motor controller. So this setup is generally indirectly used in automobiles, like when in the accelerator and the brake pedals. So suppose you press on the accelerator pedal, the resistance would increase and correspondingly the RPM of the motor would increase, giving you a higher speed for the vehicle. Correspondingly, it will work for the brakes also, where the RPM of the motor would be reduced by reducing the resistance. So I'll just show you how the circuit is simulated. So you can see that the motor is currently at 0 RPM as the resistance is 0 and the LED is green in color. Beyond a particular RPM of the motor, there will be a cautionary buzzer and the LED would glow red as I will show you right now. So when I increase the resistance, the RPM of the motor increases, and beyond a certain value, you can see the buzzer going out and the LED turning red in color. It will turn back to green if I lower the RPM again. So this is how the circuit would work. The L293 motor controller has several ports which I would like to explain briefly. The power 1 port is connected to the 9-volt positive terminal. The enable 1 and 2 is connected to the 5-volt supply from the Arduino here. The input 1 is connected to a pin on the Arduino Uno. Output 1 is connected to the negative terminal of the motor controller. Ground on either side are connected to the ground respectively. Output 2 is connected to the positive part of the motor. Input 2 is connected to the pin on the Arduino Uno. Power 2 is again connected to the positive terminal of the 9-volt battery. And the remaining parts which I have not mentioned are left blank, are left without any connections. Now I will go to the code so that I can explain how I have done this circuit. So the potential, I've declared certain sets of variables for the pin names, like for the pins and for storing the value of the pins. And in the void setup, I have set all the pins to output and I've begun the serial monitor so that I could have seen some values during the coding process in the serial monitor. In the void loop part, I stored the value, that is the resistance value, which spans from 0 to 1023 from the pin that is connected to the wiper terminal of the potentiometer. So this is connected to an analog pin which will help you get the analog values from 0 to 1023. And correspondingly, when we have to write an analog value into a particular pin, we need to scale it down up till 255 maximum. So that's why I have scaled down a particular variable and then multiplied with the value that I've got from the potentiometer. And that value I have written in to rev pin, which is pin 6. So pin 6 is an input to the motor controller, which would direct the RPM of the motor. So if the corresponding resistance value, which spans from 0 to 1023, if it is slightly greater than any value, you can modify this value however you want depending on the situation. If it is greater than some particular value, then the buzz pin would be set to high. That means the buzzer would start sounding. And the green color LED, the green color of the RGB LED, which is corresponding to pin number 11 on Arduino, is set to 0, and the red color is set to high so that the red color will be glown here. Similarly, if it is lesser, then the green light would glow and the red light would shut down, and the buzz pin would be set to low. In a sense, the buzzer would sound off. So this is the basic circuit. Okay, so since the simulation is done, so I will just like to compile this code in an Arduino editor so that to ensure that there is no errors, and I just wanted to show that it runs without any errors. So I will just compile this code. This is the same code that was shown. So the compiling is done. It says no errors. It just gives two lines showing how many global variables were used and how many bytes were used. So this is my assignment. Thank you.